Are you a good musician?
I like to think so.
I mean, a really good musician.
I think I do everything that I do well, but I wouldn't say that I'm an expert in anything. I know how to do everything well enough to do what I do.
What would it take for you to be a soloist in the accordion?
I mean, like to professionally, like, you know,
Be a star performer in the accordion.
you'd have to, you know, like real musicians like that.
But you're a real musician.
What I'm trying to say is that the people that would make their living specifically playing an instrument and be hired out and do sessions and play for things like that, they practice 10 hours every day.
You don't
No.
practice any?
Very little, very little. I mean, I can go months without even picking up the accordion.
Okay, so then where does your 40-year-old ambitions lie?
Professionally, I mean,
Yes. Well, I mean,
yeah, it's hard to say. I've never had like a 5-year plan or a 10-year plan, or I'm
got
going
a
to do this,
one-year
I'm going to do
plan?
that. Well, I'm working on the next album.
right.
we'll be
Working on
touring
the next
year.
album. A parody?
There will be parodies on there.
Are there new songs on there?
There are, in fact, I'm kind of excited about this. I've gotten into the whole digital distribution thing.
Right.
It's always been years between albums, you know, like 3 or 4 years, and fans would be just like, you know, twiddling their thumbs, like when's the next Weird Al album coming out? And now that we have iTunes and Amazon and all these places where you can buy things digitally, I don't need to wait until it's a physical album.
Right.
I'm going into the studio this month, and we're recording 4 new tunes.
And you'll put them up on iTunes?
They're all going to be out one at a time. We're going to put them out on iTunes and everywhere else. And people, it's not, you know, the album's not going to be out probably till next year sometime, but they'll be able to
Tell me
hear
how that
these new
works.
tracks.
You, for 99 cents, you download your song.
Yeah,
And there's a formula how that's split.
there is. I couldn't tell you the exact formula.
Right.
That's a whole, you know, that's another discussion. It's like that was a little bone of contention when we were negotiating our record contract, because when you have digital distribution, there's no overhead, really.
Right.
I mean, you know, you're
only
not
overhead is your
manufacturing.
studio.
Well, I mean, of course, there's like administrative charges and all that, but I mean, it's all pretty virtual, because, you know, they don't manufacture, you know, product.
Right.
You
No,
know,
there's nothing
they don't have
stamped
to
out.
distribute it. They don't have
Yeah,
to mail it.
right.
It's like all
No cover.
Yeah, it's all virtual. So it was kind of, we were wondering why we made the same amount, if not less, for the digital version of our
Right.
project as opposed to the.
What's the answer to that?
Well, like in the record industry, like the music industry, it's sort of like, well, they make the rules, and you get what you can negotiate for. And at the time, I figured, instead of like drawing out our contract negotiations for another year, I figured, well, industry's crumbling, I better sign this deal right now. So, I mean, it's still a good deal. You know, I shouldn't complain, but, you know, the whole industry is in trouble, so I'm just glad I still have a job.
Yes, it's true. There's been a reset button. hasn't
Yeah,
there?
I mean, the recession hit the recording industry a few years before it hit the rest of the,
Right,
of the
I'm
world.
aware
So
of that, too. Show me what you brought.
it's a piece of modern art from my collection. This was done by my daughter
Really?
when she was 8 months old.
Come on.
8 months old.
I
kid you not.
that is so complex. Of her,
You can see her handprint right there.
but her the light.
Yeah, the composition.
The
of the colors.
composition of
I couldn't even believe it when.
No, I mean she sat there daubing.
Yeah,
This is unbelievable.
I was very impressed.
You put a nice frame around
Yes.
it. Are you going to encourage her to do it?
Yeah, we try to encourage her artistic aspirations. I mean,
Because that's oils, isn't it? Or
yeah.
You gave a little 8-year-old oils.
Well, they were non-toxic.
Right. No. Thank you for sharing some very deep moments with us. That was very kind of you.
That was really a wonderful conversation. I thank you for doing this with me.
Hopefully, as the years go by, the hurt goes away. I want to assure you that it does, that the burden of the hurt goes away,
Thank you, Bill.
and the joy of having known them remains.
And in architecture school, I was like a C student.
Wow.
And I worked, I studied. It wasn't like I was slacking, I wasn't partying. I was really trying, but I was totally average. And it was like my 3rd year in architecture school. And I was there working at like 3 o'clock in the morning in a lab and just hating it and thinking, should I finish this drawing or should I just jump off the 3rd floor balcony? you know.
Which I'll build momentarily.
And at that point, I'm thinking, well, if I'm having like dark thoughts like this, maybe I shouldn't really be an architect. Maybe I shouldn't be doing this my whole life.